We're back, and today we're going to continue with the mouth rigging. So for this is a guide that you can follow. This is my mouth. Basically, this is how I make the vowels and the movements in my mouth to have like a decent rigging, a decent tracking as well when you're talking. So this can be really helpful. So have the guide next to you so you can follow it while you are doing the changes in the mouth for each key form. So let's start with that. And first we are going to make our folder. So for this one, this is optional, by the way. I do this so I can have everything very organized and I don't get confused with the parameters. So this is for the mouth, and here we're going to select our mouth form and our mouth open. To select two different parameters, well, to select anything actually at the different layers or different parameters at the same time, you can hold Control and select the other one. Yes, and this works also for the layers. So let's move this to the mouth. Yes, also I'm going to change the color, maybe this one. Okay, so let's start with the meshing. First, if you have skin like this, I have my lip skin, let's call it, I don't know, in separate layers. So I'm going to hide this because I don't need those two right now. And also I'm going to hide everything inside my mouth. For example, the teeth, and also the mouth, and I'm just going to stay with this, with the lips. But before that, we're going to organize everything. We're going to select everything in the mouth, and we're going to make a deformer for the mouth. Okay, there you go. So now, something that I'm going to do is that I'm going to select right now only my lips. Top lip, my bottom lip, the lines, and this one. And we're going to make another deformer, and we're going to call it lips, like this. Okay, now we have our lips. I'm going to manually mesh the lips. Here, I'm going to select this, copy. We finish here. So let's go with the bottom lip line. Remember to click here in solo so you can see only that. And manual mesh, erase this and copy, well, Control V to paste it, and we had the same mesh that we did in the other lip. And now we're going to add our path deformer. So remember, it's here. This is the path deformer. And let's go solo. That's not the one. I need the top line now. So like this, and one in the middle. Yes, and the same for my other line. We're going to go to our parameter for mouth open, and we're going to select here two keyframes, and we're going to do the same for the other line. And something that I'm going to do now is that I'm going to hide my makeup, and I'm going to stay just with the lines. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start editing this. So here in the 0 parameter is on the 0 keyform, it is close, and here it is open. So here we're going to do our number 1 parameter, that is the open mouth, the mouth open. So let's start here. This is just think that this is not the final result because we're going to be editing a lot. So this is just like a guide, okay? So don't worry if it doesn't look perfect. We're going to fix it later. And now with the mouth form, we're going to add 3 keyframes. So I'm going to select my both lip line, so top and bottom. So top lip line, control, bottom lip line, and mouth form, 3 keyframes. So first we're going to make our default mouth. So I think I'm going to leave it like this. It's going to be like the default face or expression in my mouth. So I'm not going to change anything, but if you want to change something here, you can do it. And for the smile, we are going to move to this keyframe, the one keyframe in the mouth form. So mouth open is at 0, mouth form is at 1. And we're going to edit this. And it's going to be my smile. If you don't have this grid, and you can run it like this. So just select here, and you will have all these squares that really help for the symmetry. So yeah, you should use it. And let me do the smile. Okay, that is going to be my smile. Very subtle. For the sad face, close sad face, we're going to go in the mouth form and -1. So let's do our sad face. Okay, I like that. So face or resting face, smile, sad. Yes, there you go. And now here in mouth open, we're going to open our mouth. So in mouth open, the keyframe is at 1, and the mouth form also at 1. And here's going to be our open mouth smile. So let's go here. Here you can be following the guide, by the way. You should have the guide next to you. Let's see here. And the same here. This looks awful. Let me fix a little bit. We can edit this more later, and I'm going to do it later actually. And now with our mouth open, let's go to -1 in mouth form, and we're going to do our angry, mad, and sad open face. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to yes. I think that is okay, that is decent. And now in the mouth form parameter, we're going to select this. We're going to click this square here, this option. Oh, but don't forget to select your layers. So in this case, my lips. Here, yes. And we're going to select here -0.5 and okay. And now just start following the guide. So here at -0.5 in mouth form and mouth open at 1, we're going to do this type of shape. I don't know how to call this. I don't know if it is a vowel, but it makes your mouth and tracking looks better and more realistic. So let's do it. Okay, remember to follow the guide that you want. You don't have to follow my guide. You can follow another guide. You can on Pinterest you can find a lot of different sheets for this. So you should look more options. Now in our mouth open, we're going to do the same. We're going to add some keyframes in different places. So let's select again top lip line, bottom lip line, mouth open here, and we're going to select 0.1 and 0.3. And here I'm just going to follow my guide. Okay, so this one is pretty similar to this one actually, so I'm going to do the same, just a little bit smaller. And now is when you start with all the keyframes that we haven't done. So we're going to go in order. Here just follow the guide, okay? Follow the guide. For example, you can start with the mouth open 1. You go here, 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 and here. Then you move mouth open to 0.3 and you go again. Here, 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 and here. And then the same. Move here, 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 and the last one the same. Here, here, and here, and here. So I'm going to speed this a little bit, but you should take your time. Follow the guide. You're going to do an excellent job. Okay, so remember you can follow the guide you want. And now we're going to start do the same to rig, but the skin that is surrounding my lines, my lip lines. So this one, and I'm going to select this, and also well, actually only those two. And I'm going to, well, first I'm going to change the mesh. So let's go here, solo. And this is really weird. And this is a better word, but I'm sorry, that is not the best, but it works. And like this. Because I'm going to do that much here, so now I'm going to do the same for my other lip skin, top skin. It's worse, but I don't know what I think. Okay, now so now we're going to start rigging the lips. So we're going to select our lips here, and we're going to do here 2 keyframes, and let's edit keyframes. Here it was 0.1, 0.3, okay, mouth open 3 keyframes, and the 0 minus 0.5. There you go. Okay, so now we're going to start editing that part. So I learned this from another girl, and it is a hit here, click here, solo. You have to select also the top lip, put it in your skin, solo, and now it's going to be easier to edit the skin. So let's go with each keyframe as well. So I'm going to speed this. So what you're going to do is basically, I'm going to use this one, the deform brush tool, so it is easier, and I'm going to be editing this. And now we're going to do the same but with the lipstick. So it's the same process. I'm going to select the lipstick here. I'm going to select everything, the lipstick, the lip line, and also the skin. And let's go solo and let's do the same process that we did with the lips. And for the lipstick, I'm going to do a buff deformer because it is easier this way. So I'm going to do this with both lips. Just don't forget to have the layers in the correct order. So my lipstick should be under my lip lines. And let's move it here. Okay, now let's continue with the rigging. Want to have these problems with the lip line that I have here, that it doesn't look very well, and I'm going to edit some parts because there are parts that are not very well rigged. But this is mostly, the problem is mostly the drawing, the artwork. So you should definitely do a better artwork if you don't want to have these problems that I'm having right now, because here, if you will get this close, it looks awful. All the lines and the line art. But you're not going to see that, to be honest, when you in your streams, because you're not going to be that close on the screen. But if you don't want to have that problem, just do a very good artwork and it's going to be smoother than mine. Now the next step is to continue with all the things that are inside the mouth. So I'm going to start with I'm going to continue with all the teeth and also the mouth. So in this case I made a mistake, and is that I didn't do a tongue. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to duplicate this one, so I have 2 of these. Now I had 2 mouth basically, but one is going to be a tongue. So I'm going to name this one tongue, and I'm going to change the mesh. Okay, and this is going to be now the back of my mouth. I don't know how to call it, but the darkest part. So what I'm going to do is this. I just need this part. Okay, and now I'm going to select everything, the teeth and the tongue, the mouth, and I'm going to add it here. So we're going to do the same. 3 keyframes. Now we're going to continue and let's follow the guide and let's continue with the teeth. We're going to be fixing the teeth. So the same. Okay, so I don't want to be editing the tongue and the back of the mouth all the time. So something that I'm going to do is that I'm going to select both, and I'm going to do this, select these two. And what I'm going to do, yes, it shouldn't be moving, yes. Okay, this is the form that I wanted to have all the time. So I'm just going to be moving it like this, but not changing that much. So now I'm going to select again the keyframes. Okay. So now it should be the same for each of these, and I'm not going to be changing that much. Something else that I'm going to do, I'm going to select the mouth skin again, and I'm going to add more mesh dots because it's not enough, and I'm going to be editing a lot. So yes, and I don't like how it's turning, so I'm going to add more. Okay, so now let's continue with the teeth and the tongue and everything. Okay, so basically here I tried to fix most of the skin, but I think now it looks a little bit better. And maybe this is not the best mouth rigging that you have ever seen, but this is mostly because of the artwork. So as I told you before, do a better artwork than me. Here I think that my mistake was that the lines, the mouth lines, the lips lines are not very well done, so maybe improve that and the rest is going to be easier, but it's not that bad actually. So let's look here, modeling, open physics, let's zoom this and let's see. Okay, so it works. I mean, it's decent guys, it's not that bad. Okay, now we're going to notice if something needs to be fixed. In my case, it's probably going to be the skin, but I don't see it right now. Okay, so it's not that bad. Okay, it's good. I almost forget to show you this, but something cool that you can do is that here, where every time you open your mouth, you can move also your chin, so it looks like you're talking like in real life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my face base. I'm going to select face line and face base. I'm going to do a warp deformer for that, so I'm going to call it chin, mouth, and I'm just going to call it like that. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select and here the same as I did before. And now in the mouth open, I'm going to move this. I'm going to create more Bezier numbers like this, and I'm just going to move it a little bit like this. I'm going to add the shadow, shadow face. Okay, here as well. Okay, let's see how does it look. Okay, it's not bad. So basically that's it, the mouth rigging. And there's also something else that you can do with the mouth, and it is the mouth X. That basically is when the mouth moves horizontally. I'm going to try to do that later. Probably that's going to be the last tutorial or the last video, because this is not really a tutorial, because I'm just showing you how I do my rigging, and maybe I can say something that can help you. But yes, the mouth X, I'm going to do it at the end because I want to try if I can do it, and if it works, I'm going to show you how to do it. So that's it, that's for the mouth rigging. Thank you for being here, and you can do it better, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.